I'm so excited for today's video. I love outdoor projects this time of the year. Like, I can't get enough of the outside, and to me it's just a bonus to be able to work outside and just be with nature, hear the birds. I always have my binoculars, which they're sitting right here close by. We have some warblers passing through these days. The project we're going to be working on involves our fire pit area. And you guys know how it goes. If we start on projects, sometimes we run into more things. So at this point, I'm not even quite sure what all will be in this video, but it's going to start out kind of in that direction. So as I'm walking out here on our back deck, I'm going to show you guys something. I wonder what you all think. First of all, let me start out by saying I love trees. Like, I'm never ready to see a tree being cut down, but I'm kind of eyeballing this large Norway spruce in here, and I'm thinking if it wasn't there, I could actually, from my kitchen window and from the back deck here, see our pond. I don't know, can you tell? Kind of right in here, you see a little bit of the pond. Like, I can't even see any ducks or anything that is going on down there, kind of because of this tree. And I see, which you guys can probably see too here, the Crimson King maple is being crowded. Like, we're gonna deal with the one side is gonna be bare here because of this Norway spruce. And squeezed in between this all is a lilac, which might have to go too. I'm not sure how that's gonna look once the tree is gone. But this beautiful dogwood here is one of my favorite trees on our property, and I feel it would even be thicker and nicer looking if it would just have more space here to breathe. So, yep, you guessed it, John is actually going to cut down my Norway spruce tree. I have mixed feelings about it. Again, I love trees. I'm never one to cut down trees. John can't believe this is happening. He's all giddy about cutting it down. Not that he's really into cutting down trees, but he just can't believe I'm actually okaying this, I guess. I'm hearing a rose-breasted grosbeak sing right now. That squeaky sound you hear is him, and now he's singing. I see him up there in the tree, but I probably can't zoom it in enough here for you guys to see. So here goes, and I want to get this done so we don't have any baby birds in here, because I know the birds do use this tree for nesting purposes, but we have plenty of other spaces for them. Of course, you know, removing this tree left a big wide open space here, and I'm trying to fill it with plants, and I am loving this already. First, I was kind of sad when I saw the tree fall, because we had actually planted that tree when we moved here, and there's just something about that, you know, the hope that you have when you plant a tree, and here we just cut it down, but I know we're gonna like it. I was to Fredericksburg Greenhouse to get some shrubs for this space, and some of these plants I got from Marlene. It's always so handy to just go out there and shop for plants. Marlene's Etsy shop is stocked with lots of perennials right now, so if you're needing some plants for yourself, for your gardens, make sure to check that out, Greenleaf Gardens, and I'll have that link down below in the description box. So as you can see, you know, last night I set up all the plants in here, and then we started thinking, and we actually have a mind change, but I think we're going to go ahead and turn this area here into a grass path that would go up through here, connecting our little backyard, which is up there where my shed is. You can kind of see the green. And we're even thinking of maybe removing one of the pines here kind of connecting this whole area with the backyard. I know it sounds kind of extreme, change of mind here, but I've always wanted to improve the space back here, and I think now is the time to do it. And John kind of likes when he's mowing, if he can come, you know, down through here, you know, out to our, like the rest of our lawn here. So I'm going to go ahead and use an electric cord, extension cord, kind of lay out my design or the shape of my, you know, flower bed back here. So here is the new arrangement, and I'm really liking this. I can kind of envision that grass path in here. It's going to look pretty good, I think. And I have some sweet woodruff along the front, some hostas, boxwoods, creeping clocks. Here I have some mums, and these bags are for my sister's plant sale she had. These were left over. Some astilbe in here, a smoke tree or a smoke bush, butterfly bush, and this one here is a juniper. Let's see what the name says. I think it's gold cone juniper. I love these. I really like when planting a space like this to have, you know, different shapes in here. I really like that cone shape. Here I have some columbine or columbine, ready to plant that, and my hydrangeas. And I think this lilac, being that the Norway spruce had thinned it out on the side, I think I'm going to go ahead and clip it down. But before I do that, I'll probably pick a bouquet here, and it smells so good. Wish I could get the smell to you, but I think next year it should grow out nicer if it's not, you know, crowded on the side here. Here John is digging down so that he can remove the stump. And down here I didn't get a video of this, but I made an edge so that I could see where my border is. And I have some wood chips left over that I'm going to put into this flower bed along here. We decided to also remove the frame here that used to hold our swings back here. And first we thought we'd maybe leave it in case we want to hang some swings again someday, but then some people thought it kind of looks like gallows, so after they said that, that's kind of all I saw, so it had to go. And plus it wasn't just the sturdiest anymore. So now I'm ready to work on this grass path that will be put in here, and I want to rake off all of the wood chips, and there's also some peat gravel up here. I want to get rid of that, kind of prepare the soil for seeds. And I have some stepping stones I want to put in here that actually go down to there's steps down here that lead into the fire pit area. So of course I want to do that first before I, mulch in here. I've said this before, but we literally live on rocks here on our property, or so it seems. You can't dig a hole without hitting rocks, and pros and cons to that. It's of course nice to have them to landscape with, but then if you want to plant something, it's a lot of hard work to dig a hole. Often I'll just put them all on a pile instead of, throwing them back into the woods. I think it looks nice or fitting to our setting or landscaping here to see this in a flower bed. So I'm back here getting the soil ready for grass seeds, and as often happens when I'm working on projects, one thing kind of leads to the next, and I think of more things that could be done, since I'm at it anyway, right? And then of course I don't finish in the time frame I wanted to. But as I was moving these leaves and pine needles kind of into a pile here, I eyed these rocks back here, nice big rocks. And I thought, how pretty would those look kind of lined along the front here, kind of creating a wall of sorts to kind of hold my mulch in place. I think it would look so pretty, standing down here eventually once the green grass would be in here, and then kind of a rock wall, and then my mulch pile behind that. So I think I'm going to see if I can do this. I know the rocks are really heavy, but I thought maybe I can just kind of roll them down, kind of dry stack them on top of each other. It won't be anything fancy like a John wall or anything, but I think it'll look kind of good. So this is what a 15-minute wall looks like. Definitely nothing fancy, but I kind of like how it separates, the woods area from what will be green grass then in here. So the next step here was basically just raking off, any of the wood chips that I could, putting them back into the flower bed. And I also created edges around, any flower beds or trees so that I have a line to go by, to know where to sow my grass seeds. For the pea gravel, I scraped off what I could, soon realized the area was packed so hard it's going to be hard to kind of get the grass seed to grow, so we opted to just apply a layer of soil, topsoil, over that area, just enough so that the grass seed would have a place to take a hold of, to grow. And Kenny kindly helped me haul some dirt back here, and John was tied up elsewhere, or he'd be back here helping me. I, of course, am an impatient person, and I don't always like to wait on people, so I'll just try to do it myself, whatever I can. The mulch I'm using here is a leaf compost. I'm planting some supertunias into this pot. I have a viburnum bush here that I'm planting, and this one I got probably 3 years ago. I know it was around Mother's Day because I got Mom one around that same time, same size, and hers is probably 4 times as big as mine. And I think the reason for that is this is the 3rd place that I've planted it here on our property. I don't know why I do that, but I just didn't really like where it was the other 2 times. So hopefully this is for its forever home. But this is one of my favorite smelling. It just smells amazing. It just finished blooming, but it has kind of peach white blooms, and just, yeah, smells amazing. I'll try to put the name on the screen if I can find it. I can't think of it right now, but definitely just, yeah, a beautiful bush. I even like the greenery of it, after it's finished blooming. I always have these brown chairs sitting here on the patio. Going to clean them up a bit. I want to spruce up the fire pit area since I'm working back here anyway. I'm going to apply a fresh coat of paint to the tabletop and the benches. I really like sowing grass. I think it's such a satisfying feeling. You're kind of done with your project, and just kind of the final touch is getting that grass in here, and then I'm applying a layer of straw over top. That helps it to not, wash out if it does rain a lot, and it also helps to keep the moisture in. I got to smell this wonderful lilac all the time. I was working back here. It had more blooms this year, I think, than it's had in a while, and just amazing. There's a few more things to add to the fire pit area. One is stumps. I like to see that around a fire pit. And we got some from Catherine, my niece, and her husband Austin. He had actually cut up a tree and said we can have some of those pieces. So Kenny kindly went over and got them for me. You might see those planters with the wooden sticks and the string lights in the background. Somehow I lost all of the videos that I took of me working on that project, but it's okay. It's basically just some planters filled halfway with rocks or gravel, and then I stuck some sticks, wooden dowels in them. First I stained them, put them in, and then I filled it the rest of the way with dirt. And I plan to add some ground covers in them, something that is low maintenance, probably just from my own gardens, but I really just wanted something to hold these string lights in place, and I kind of like to see this. I think it'll look cozy, you know, once it's dark and they're lit. I'm digging out some lamium to put in the planters. This is a really low maintenance ground cover. It usually grows anywhere. I didn't get around to doing this in the video, but I do want to trim them up a bit so that they grow, you know, nice and thick. I'm going to get rid of this cable spool that we used as a table for a number of years down here. I don't feel we need it, plus it looks a little bit cluttered with it. The final thing here is just, you know, straightening things up and adding a few fun touches. Some of my family is coming tonight to sit around the fire. Ended up not getting a lot of video footage, actually hardly any, but I did get a few pictures of my parents as they pulled in. They're driving their 1973 Plymouth Cuda. Of course, we had a good time sitting around the fire, but I have to share with you guys the highlight of the night. First of all, some of my family, and especially my sister Marlene, have been obsessed with seeing the northern lights. Marlene has apps on her phone to track it, and we knew this night there was a chance that Ohio would be able to see them. But we've had many false alarms in the past where we've drove around for miles, you know, just trying to find the darkest spot and looking for a glimmer of light in the north, but never really seeing anything. But we ended up driving up on a hill. Of course, we're in the woods, so we don't have a lot of, you know, open sky visibility, but we did not have to go far, and we saw this. I mean, guys, it was amazing. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Just once again reminded of, you know, the beauty of God's creation and how marvelous and fascinating and wonderful. I can't even put it into words, but of course, in the pictures you can't tell, but there were dancing lights. I mean, different shades of pink and green. A camera, of course, you know, picks up more of the lights than what you can see with the eye, but you still, you know, you get the picture. It was simply awesome. I'll never forget it. We are really loving this space. I'm so thankful for it. It was a ton of hard work, gotta say, but so worth it. I have a few things to mention before ending here. First of all, June 15th, mark your calendars. I had talked about this before briefly, but Berlin is having an arts and crafts show. It's called the Berlin Spectacular, and there's going to be vendors there and all kinds of fun things going on. I'll have more details on that later. Honestly, at this point, I don't know a whole lot, but I know it'll be a lot of fun. We always get a lot of people, and I love summertime events like this, but we plan to have a booth there. We'll probably have candles and soap, some of our smaller, you know, wooden decorations, and it'll just be fun to meet you guys. So make sure if you're into that sort of thing and you're able to come, I hope to see you. And the other thing I want to mention is the cutest little product I have here. And no, it's not Pebbles, but she is cute though. I have these little marshmallow forks here, and these extend to I think like 32 inches. And they have the most adorable wooden handle. And of course, if I see anything wood these days, I'm going to try to engrave it. So I do have the White Cottage Company stamp or engraved onto this one here. And then I made one. She doesn't like the sound of this. And I made one for Ephraim, and this turned out really cute too. And I thought, what a wonderful gift idea to give someone, or just one for yourself, and have it personalized. But I'll have more of those details in the listing. And I plan to have these on the Etsy shop and on my website. And the other product I have is the candle in the crock. You probably saw that on the little table over there. And we did a run of those last year, and we plan to do them again for this summer. They're kind of geared towards being an outdoor candle, but you could totally burn them inside too. They are a mint citrus combination, or citrus mint, and it's a really strong scent. We made them extra strong to try to keep the bugs at bay, and honestly, I feel it helps. I know I burned it last summer on our deck, and I felt it kept some of the bugs away. So make sure to check those out, and those will be available on my website only. So enough on that. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful spring season, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.